Well folks, back to winter again. What a glorious morning. I think there might be a blink of sunshine and then more snow coming in around lunchtime or 1 o'clock thereabouts, so I'm up and about early. So the car's racing a bit, but I can't change gear because I'm holding the camera. I'm on a wee farm track that goes up where it's a dead end up here actually, but if I can get the car onto the verge I'll be able to dump it and get up into the hills. So I'm not going to do much filming today folks, but I will strap a camera to the top of one of my walking poles. I've got a sort of monopod type walking pole with me, so I'll capture a few views and you'll get a 5-minute glimpse of the hills in winter conditions. Might have to concentrate a bit here, I don't want to end up in the ditch. So I'm heading for the Lammermuirs. You can see the hills up ahead there. Not sure where the track is now, but I think I can get in here someplace. There you go folks, rusty dusty in its element. That's the hills opening up in front of us. Still snowing. A watery looking sun there. Anyway, we'll hike up to the highest point of the Lammermuirs and we'll decide what we're going to do after that. I can see from here that camera is not very straight folks. It's just screwed into the end of my walking pole, which is stuck into the snow. Bit of a lean on it. I'm going to lose a layer here, it's getting a bit warm hiking up this hill. I've got a fair bit of climbing to do yet. Put this in the bag. I'm making quite good progress folks, but my other hills for later in the day are a bit elusive. Nice bright sunshine up there, but low cloud and still snowing a wee bit. Got the sound of the grouse for company this morning. So I'm at the top of the track now folks, and there's enough visibility that I can strike out across the open hillside without a compass bearing. So Lammermuir, if you're familiar with the channel you'll have seen me filming 1 or 2 jaunts up here in the past. Thinking about going over that way folks, straight into the snow. Surprisingly cold, although I've not bothered layering up. I'm only just moving fast enough to be reasonably comfortable. I'm on the cold side of comfortable. I may have to put a layer on in a wee while, but if I opt to search out the high ground over there, which is completely lost in the mist. I've got a lot of trackless terrain and it'll be hard going. It won't take me long to warm up. So we're back to trackless terrain, folks. I'm in deep heather that is holding a fair amount of snow. It's coming up over the top of my gaiters actually. I'm not overly worried about that. I do have some waterproof salopettes in my rucksack, but I'm not going to bother breaking them out. Stop every now and again and dust the snow off. I've got a destination in mind. I'm not wandering around aimlessly here. There's a route that I really want to check out, but this stuff here is really quite unforgiving. My route takes me up over there. You can't see any of it just now because of the mist, but oh man, this is deep. Hey, I wonder, track left a bit, get some easier terrain. Turns you around, folks, you'll have to look at me. The lens was getting covered in snow. Seems to be one or two big showers of snow today, followed by periods like this where it's just light snow. Still reasonably dry. I'll have to keep an eye on it because I've still got quite a long way to go. I don't want to be walking about up here in this temperature soaking wet. It would not be fun. We've got a wee bit of visibility. My lips are dry. I'll try that again, folks. I've got a wee bit of visibility. So that's where I came from. So I came up and over that. That's Lammermuir there, and behind that big open quarry. Just looking at that lens, it's got snow on it again. Hey, it's proper hard work, folks, crossing this terrain. I hiked these hills when I was about 15 years old, and I have a vivid recollection of hiking these hills at that time. The recollection is that they were tough going on this trackless upland moss terrain. The moor, I think it's essentially just a big blanket bog perched up at about 500-600 metres above sea level. A bit under 600, 5.5. We've had a grouse marking out a D. The beginnings of Dave Outdoors Scotland. I don't know where it's gone. I must have disturbed it before it got finished. The snow's on again, folks. Just a wee shower. So as you can see, I've picked up another track. So I came down off the moor, been trackless for a fair while, and picked up this track, which I'm going to follow quite steeply down. I've already explained that the camera is on the end of this walking pole. When it gets a bit steeper down here, I might need my walking pole. It's quite slippy underfoot. I can see my route opening out in front of me as well. Still got a good long way to go, but when I get down into the glen, I'm going to seek out a bit of shelter, find a nice spot to sit and have lashings of hot coffee and a sandwich and maybe a square of chocolate or two. Quite looking forward to that. It's lunchtime already, but I'm going to keep going for a wee while. Can you see that down there, folks? The wee burn. That's where we're heading. So we're still a good long way up. We're on a good track, so we'll get down there pretty quickly. Follow the sheep. There's a little col down here. And I'll have to decide when I reach there whether I'm going to go left or right, or indeed up and over that little bump in front of us. To be honest, I'm not sure. I can see the track ahead now. The track goes to the right and it goes exactly where I want to go. But oops, the terrain to the left looks a whole lot more interesting, although I would have the river to cross. Decisions. The aimless wanderings of Dave Outdoors Scotland. It's getting a bit steep. Okay. Looks like I can get down to the right hand side of the burn, these trees, and then where there's the confluence of the burn, where that track is coming down, you can see a bit of a track on the other side. I want to get across to meet that track. I think we can do that alright. The only problem is I'm in thigh deep snow just now. I don't have my waterproofs on. Dust it off when we get down. Deep this heather is, folks. Oh, yo. Right, I need to contour around a little bit now. Interesting route. Grouse are laughing at me. There we go. I might have found a sheep track round here, but clearly the sheep are smarter than I am. The birch trees and buds are still tight closed. There's the sun trying to poke through the cloud. decided to have a second cup of coffee, folks. I'm just waiting on it cooling down. It's a bit hot. Quite nice sitting here, but it's beginning to get a wee bit cool. Another weird camera angle going on there. You see the ridge in the far distance. I've got to cross that. I've got to get up and over that. Well, I've got to get down to it first and get across this wee burn here. Cross that ridge, then I drop down, and then I've got another little ridge, a smaller one to cross over, and then drop down, and that'll take me onto the track that I was on this morning that leads directly back to the car. So no navigational challenges this afternoon, quite easy, although I see the cloud coming down on the hills over there, but looking clear enough over there. So I'll have this cup of coffee, get this rucksack shouldered, and we'll carry on with the hike. I'm going to dig into my rucksack and see if I've got another camera, because the one that I'm filming on is almost out of power. Man, that is a strange camera angle that I've managed to get. I'm not even sure that I'm in shot. Well, I enjoyed that lunch. I was definitely ready for it. I was up and away early this morning. Let's go down and have a wee look at the river, see how easy it is to get across. I don't think it's going to present much of a challenge. So I've enjoyed the track for about 5 minutes or so. We cross this wee burn again, but it's pretty easy here. And now that's the track heading up that way, but I'm going across in this direction here. That slope with the birch trees on it away in the distance. I'm going to the left of that. Now that's a high point that you can see above these trees there, but I'm going away to the left of that. And I'm going to go up into that glen, and then I'm going to climb up over that ridge. I might climb the ridge at the highest point, simply because I enjoy the walk up through the glen. So, I've got another burn to cross here. Quite a few burns to jump across today. These snow showers today, troubling the camera. I've got snow on the lens most of the time. So that's the third little burn I've had to jump across. I've got one more, but it's on a kilometre or so first. A little bit of climbing and then a little bit of descent down to the final burn. Up, get over that and then into that little glen. We'll follow that for a wee while. Oh. Wondered why my pockets were feeling so heavy. I've got a bicycle multi-tool in my pockets. I was out on the bike yesterday, folks. Cycling the lanes in spring weather. Looking at the spring flowers. The difference a day makes. A bit warmer down here. I'll lose a layer for a wee while. Quite sad to see all these trees down with the wind. It is actually very windy here at times. Mo and I have camped in this glen. And you've got to pick your spot carefully to get out of the wind. It'd be nice to see a bit of tree planting. That little bit of the slope there has been devastated. If they planted trees in amongst the fallen ones, there'll be enough protection from the fallen ones to keep the grazing animals away. They wouldn't even need to fence it. Hey ho. I think they're more interested in their grouse management than their trees, sadly. We're hemmed in, folks. Well, as you can see, folks, I'm up on the ridgeline and I'm going to follow it up there. You might be able to just make out there's a boundary line up there. I'm going to go up and cross that and then search out the upper reaches of the track that I was on this morning, which is up in behind there someplace, so not too far away. You can also see the weather. There's a bit of weather around, but I think it's unlikely that we're going to get any appreciable fall of snow here today. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my hike. I'm thoroughly enjoying this, although it's quite hard going because I'm back into the trackless heather and snow. But I'm going to carry on up and over, find the track, and then meander my way back to the car, which is quite far away now. I was within a few kilometres of it, but I'm hiking away from it again. So that's where we were. We were on that plateau a few hours ago. That's where we're going. Shaking this camera about something awful. Sugly footage. Round in circles, folks. That's my tracks from this morning. I came up the ridgeline there. Quite a good pull. Quite hard going, but thoroughly enjoyed it. And now I'm going to go down. This is the track that I came up this morning, and the track just gets better. Still can't see the car, it's too far away, but I follow this track round and I've got a little bit of high ground to cross, but very small compared with what I've been doing today already. So, and I'm looking out beyond the hills to the farmland and the Forth estuary, and the snow stops just beyond the foot of the hills. Although I'm guessing my car is still going to be parked in quite deep snow. So no blizzards this afternoon, no more snow. What a glorious walk. So I think I'll take this opportunity to wind the video up, because I'm back onto the terrain that I was on this morning. So instead of repeating myself or capturing footage that you've already seen, I'll just bid you farewell for now, and hope to get back to you with another wee video in the not too distant future. Another adventure. I had an adventure cooking actually for this week, but some personal admin got in the way, which required me to be at home, so I couldn't get away with the cameras, which is a pity, because the weather was well, it's a little bit marginal for what I was planning, but it would have been okay. So a little bit frustrating that I didn't get away this week. Anyway, I got a walk that we shared together, so hope you enjoyed this one, folks. So as always, stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.